Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Mentoring Med podcast. My name is Maurice, and if everything is going as planned, John is on its way. So let's see if I can invite John as we practiced. There he is. Okay, approve. Yes. It says adding, so that should be the good thing. It's always exciting. Thank you so much for the patience, everyone. If you're watching this in the replay or live, you can switch a couple of seconds forward to see where we're at. And there is John. Yes, there he is. Hello, my
Hello.
friend.
Hey, it worked this time.
Yes, finally. Oh my God, it's incredible.
How you doing,
I'm
bud?
doing good, man. Thank you. How about you?
I'm doing well.
That's great.
I'm doing
You're
well.
at work now, right? It's like crazy times at the post office at the moment, I guess, or what?
It's madness. It's absolutely crazy right now. It's the last minute
Yeah.
rush.
Well, then let's just kick off, right? Let's get started this thing. And last week we couldn't get it up to running and everything, so it didn't work. And the Sunday is a difficult evening for me. It's evening now when we're doing this. It's afternoon for John. So thank you, John, for sacrificing your lunch break for delivering the value to the guys.
No worries.
That's awesome. And let's try to keep it at
No worries.
somewhere Tuesday or
Of course,
Wednesday.
that's why we're here.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we're here, right? To provide the value for the guys and try to help them out on the things that we're struggling with. And I know we all have our struggles. We all have our things going on. Everyone has, every, how do you call it? Every home has got his, what's the saying? There's this beautiful, we all got a cross to bear. Isn't that what you say, right? Yeah. So
yeah.
it's like we all got our thing,
absolutely.
Right? Me too, you too, everyone.
Yeah.
So I asked you guys in a poll the other day in the group, like, okay, so what do you guys want us to talk about? And two options got selected there by just only two guys. So guys, come on, give us some feedback, right? We need that. But the subjects are actually, what to do, how to be more confident. That's one, which is it's a huge thing. I think confidence is one of the key criteria for success in every area in life, right? If you learn how to become more confident, you can accomplish so much more. And the second thing was actually,
right.
We're here in the Netherlands, we're back in a lockdown. So, we're back like 2 years ago. All stores are closed. You can't even go get a haircut. You can only buy some food. You can't go to the gym. So there are a lot of things that are restricted. And what do you do, especially in these days with, the holidays season coming up? And how do you not go crazy? How do you stay sane? How do you not feel alone, right? Loneliness is a big part there as well. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today, I guess. So that we're going to give our golden nuggets to give to you what we think you can do to improve these two parts. So your confidence level and how do you keep sane in these crazy times. So John, what's your take on confidence? How can someone build more confidence in life in general, right?
Well, keeping yourself sane and building your confidence, feed your mind. Read the right books. If you can't get out, read the right books. Okay, you can download an audio book. If you can't go to the store and buy it, you can download an audio book. You can get the what is it? The Kindle
Amazon
app, so you can still read a book. There's plenty of videos out there on YouTube that you can watch to keep your mind right. Mind Valley is a brilliant platform. There's so much really good information out there.
I decided this year for myself to have a membership with Mind Valley. So I run like 20 programs.
I'm thinking about it.
Amazing. They got so much great content out there and diverse, right? You can learn more about business. You can learn more about your personal development, but also about sleep, about health, there's so many areas that you can focus on. They are really an inspiration to what we're doing here as well.
There's
so
a guy.
Definitely go check that out.
Yeah, and the founder of Mind Valley, Vishen, his name is.
Yeah.
He's got Vishen Lakiani. He's got so much going on, and so many places where you can learn about the things that you're really interested in. And there's one of the people on his platform is a guy named Eric Edmeades.
Yeah.
And he can teach you about how to give a presentation. He's got the Wild Fit program, which is health and wellness.
Which is not a Mind
which
Valley
is something
program.
I've been considering.
It's not a Mind Valley program. It's a program by himself.
It's not a Mind Valley program.
But you can still check it out.
Right. But you can get it on Mind Valley. Yeah.
Eric Edmeades,
there's so many.
From him, I've learned this concept of he had this story, and I love this story, and it's the story of the elephant diet. Have you heard it? The elephant diet, right? So what they discovered back in like the 1900s is that elephants who are being captivated for circuses and things like that, they get like 7, 8 years old, right? So that's what an elephant life was back then, right? Probably. But then they discovered the wild elephants in the wild, they became like 70 years old. So not like 7, but 70 years old, right? It's like 10 times as long. So they started to research why is that? Why does an elephant in the wild keep so much longer, live so much longer than in a captivated situation? And they discovered the big difference was their food. So the elephant diet for the wild elephant was a different diet than the elephant diet for the captivated elephant. And that made him think, wait a minute, but there is no diet for an elephant in captivation, right? There's just one elephant diet. There is no difference. There shouldn't be a difference because there's just a diet for elephants. That's it. So why do we humans have 1,500 diets? Why do we always go on diets? There is a diet that fits with human. And of course you can do a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that, but that's where Wild Fit pretty much comes from. And I think it's fascinating. But yeah.
I really enjoyed when he talked about how the seasonality, your diet changes for the season, and you can switch on and off how your body burns sugar or your body burns fat. This was really, really interesting stuff. Something I want to learn about. You being a health coach yourself, you may be able to answer this for me because this popped into my head when he was talking about this. What's the difference between what he's doing and a ketogenic diet? Because that's where you're burning fat. Yeah. It's the same concept, isn't it? You want to switch from sugar to burning fat. So what's the difference? I'm not really following this.
The key difference is that the ketogenic diet doesn't really follow the seasonal pattern. It just says, your biology works in a certain way, and there's a way that your body burns sugar, and there's a way your body burns fat. And that's just a different perspective of what you eat. So if you eat a lot of carbohydrates, you keep burning sugar. That's pretty much the concept. If you lower the amount of carbohydrates, your body starts changing its way of burning for energy, right? It's searching for energy. So if there's no carbohydrates coming in, there's no energy from carbohydrates, which is glucose. So you start burning fat. And that's the ketogenic principle. What he talks about is that, in the season of a year, there are different types of food available. So in the summer, there are more berries and fruits and things like that available, while in the winter, those are not available, and you have to, have more meat and more fatty food. So that it is okay that if you're in the summer, you're eating more sweets, because in the winter, there's less sweets, and you have to work from your reserves. So that's pretty much the main difference. That it's more about okay, you eat what the season gives you. While the ketogenic diet doesn't really give a crap about what season it is. It just says, try to keep your carbs, your sugar intake, your fruits, your sugars, keep that as low as you can to lose weight, if we're talking about to lose weight. And to get into this concept of ketosis, which is what keto stands for. Of course, the ketogenic diet has to do with getting into ketosis, which is the fat burning state. And that also has benefits for your brain, for example. Right. So your brain prefers keto the ketosis state over getting energy from your glucose. So yeah, that's pretty much the main difference.
See, one of the things that I heard, and I don't know if there's any truth to this or not, but it kind of makes sense. It makes it doesn't make it right, but it makes sense that your body is going to hold on to your fat reserves because that's the last source of energy. It will actually take away muscle tissue before it'll go to burning the fat.
No, that's not true.
That doesn't sound. I understand the concept of saving the fat,
but your burning muscle is like a myth that it's not true. You're not burning muscle when you're starving yourself, because what your body is capable of is transferring protein into glucose, because your body needs some glucose. There is some base level glucose we all need. So if there's no glucose coming in, you can use protein to create that glucose. That's called gluconeogenesis. That's the process, what's called. But there's more protein in your body than just your muscle. For example, your tissue from your skin, or cells that are called zombie cells that are being used in autophagy. So there are different phases, there are different areas in your body that your body can use to get the glucose. Because why would it burn your muscles if you are in a survival mode, right? When you have to survive, it doesn't make any sense to burn your muscles. So only when you're doing that too extreme and you want too much of the glucose, then and not getting any protein in or whatever, or fat, right? But your body starts using fat as the main source of energy. Yeah. But we're kind of
that does make sense. That does make
the
sense.
Subject, right? So Mind Valley as a thing is a good thing. So that's for sure. Learning, I guess, if you keep learning. Yeah.
Absolutely. Learning. Keep your mind active. Read the books, watch the right kinds of videos. Sitting on the couch watching a Netflix video is not going to do anything for you. But if you can't get out, you can feed your mind with the right information. Anything from Mind Valley, Bob Proctor, anything from Tony Robbins. I mean,
from us,
come on.
Right?
There's people out there. Wayne Dyer, look him up. Wayne Dyer. How many other people are out there that can give you information? And you know what? What it's doing is, Tony talks about stand guard at the door of your mind every day. You have to decide what you're going to let in. You're going to sit down and watch the news and listen to how horrible everything is all the time, or you'll listen to somebody who can teach you how to actually make a difference, even in your own life. And that's enough to spark you to be able to make a difference in somebody else's life. And then the wheel starts turning. And it's not easy, but you know what? You're sitting at home for the next 2 months, whatever it is, doing nothing else.
I think you're right.
Now's the time. If it's something that's difficult to do, now's the time to do it.
Creating the balance in things, right? You have to look for balance, as in, I look at for myself like following. 1/3 of my time I'd like to spend with social gatherings. My free time. I talk about my free time. So like 1/3 is what I want to spend with friends, family, the things that are socially. 1/3 of the time I spend on learning, which is mostly in the beginning of the day. So I firstly start with some self-reflection, some meditation, but then I start learning. You can also use your late evenings for that, right? But in the morning, I accept more in my brain. So for me, it's easier to do it in the morning. And 1/3 is leisure time. It's indeed, watching a Netflix series, or, take a walk outside, or just go, rest your brain, what I call it. So if you divide your free time into like these 3 areas, you can actually make the most out of it. And because it's also important to relax, right? To really like rest your brain. Keep your phone away. Do not scroll the 2 hours mindless on Facebook or Insta, but use it wisely, because time is the only thing that is not abundant in our life. The rest, all of it is abundant. There's so much of it, but time is not. So spend it wisely, indeed, and be aware.
Right. We all have the same 24
Yeah,
hours
and
in a
that
day.
comes to the next part, right? So where do you spend your time, and what do you get out of it? If I decide that I'm not going to do any new study or I'm not going to learn something new, and I just want to binge watch the whole series of The Office, which is a great series, right? I love it. But the problem is that, I mean, take for example, like someone like Tony Robbins or like Elon Musk or like the big names out there, right? The people that have huge success that are multi-millionaire or even billionaires. And I'm not saying that that is a goal for itself, that you should have that goal, but they take different actions than you take. There actually has been research about this, that, you know, if you take a look at what are the core principles that they use to be successful. And of course, a lot of people that are not successful or don't get it or feel like they're in the victim situation, they call it like, well, they're lucky, or they, you know, hey, John is gone. Okay, well, let's try to invite him again. And he may add up to the call as well. But, you know, they say we're lucky, or he, you know, had some good environment where he was born rich, or he was born with opportunities. And that's partly true. That's of course partly true. But that's just one part of the game, right? The rest has to do with a whole other mix of things. And one of the most important things is the decisions they make. Now, the decisions you make every day is based on how you feel and how you think. And like Dr. Joe Dispenza calls it, it's your personality, right? The way you think, the way you act, and the way you feel is to kind of combine your personality. So your reality is created by your personality. And if you want to change anything in your life, if it is your career or your love life or your finance or your whatever it is, or your confidence level, you need to change the way you think and the way you feel. And when you bring that in alignment with each other, feel and act, right? Feel and think, then you'll start taking different actions. And there's the invite from John again. And I'm going to invite him to the call again. So yeah, if we go over the part where we're going to talk about how to create more confidence in your life, I think confidence comes from where you are comfortable, right? Where you are in a situation where no one will tell you what to do because you know what to do. That's when you're confident. And we're always confident in some area. Doesn't matter what it is. Can be as stupid as gaming. If there's some game that you're like killing it, you're confident in that game, right? Whatever you're playing, there's no one else so good. Like, you can explain about it, you can talk about it, you know exactly everything about it, and that makes you confident. So if you're looking for confidence, if you're looking for more confidence, try to build more areas in your life where you have that, where you can say, these are the areas that I know a lot about and which I care a lot about, and you know, that makes me confident. So confidence comes most apart. Let's try it again. He says it's not working. With John. There he is again. Try again. So with this confidence principle, it's really about, you know, how to select the things that you want to be better at, that you want to be good at. Now, there can be things that you're not good at, and people can try to, you know, push you in that direction, like, well, you suck with that, so who are you? Or maybe you think that. And for example, that's like an example I always give for myself. I suck with plants, right? All my plants at my home, they die. It's just something, I'm not good with it. So yeah, people could say like, dude, you really suck with plants. There's John again. We lost you, man.
What happened? I just dropped.
I don't know.
I just was
so
gone.
All of a sudden you were gone. But I just kept on going. So we're on the subject of confidence. And what I was saying is that, you know, what confidence comes from, where are you in your comfort zone? And if you are confident about something like gaming, you're like killing it in like Minecraft, whatever, then you're confident about that game, about that skill you have. And whenever you want to build your confidence, you want to create more confidence, you got to make sure that you have more areas in your life where you're good at, where you know that you're good at, and whatever someone's telling you, you know, no, this is how it works, this is how it is. That makes you confident as a whole, right? So there can be areas in your life where people say, well, you suck at plants because all your plants in your home die. And that's the case with me, right? All my plants, they die. I can't keep them alive. I don't know what it is. But you know what? I don't care. I'm okay with it. So being okay with something you suck at also makes you comfortable and also makes you confident. Because if, for example, my mom comes over and said, "Oh, your plants died again," I said, "Yeah, so don't buy plants for me. Just that's why I have these fake plastic plants, right?" Because I don't care, and it doesn't hurt me when someone's trying to hit my nerve, or trying to do something to me that I'm feeling like, oh yeah, yeah, maybe he's right. If that's the case, and you're not good at something that you think you should be good at, that's your third option. Start learning it. If it's really that important to you, start learning it. It's probably just a skill, and everyone can learn a skill. Now, talent and things like that, and age, whatever, that makes it even easier or not, but you can learn it, right? You're insecure about how to approach a woman? Start learning it. Hire me for your dating coach, right? And what doesn't matter what it is, but do something about it.
Well, confidence, how do you build your confidence? Repetition. Repetition.
Yeah, but that's like building the skill. If you build the skill how to do it, then you get more confident about it because you learned how to do it.
But everything starts with a decision. Before I got kicked off our a minute ago, we were talking about when you make a decision to do something, you got a couple of months now. You're in lockdown again. I don't know how long it's going to last, and I hope it's not long. But you have this time available to you. And when you get into the habit, what's a habit? A habit is just a thought that keeps repeating over and over and over until you don't have to think about it anymore, and now you just do it, right? Well, if the habit that you're in is, I'll do it tomorrow. No, you won't do it tomorrow because you're not doing it today. You got to change the habit, right? Now, why would somebody not change a habit? They're nervous, they're scared, they're uncomfortable. Well, think about this for a minute. Being nervous is just being excited but expecting a negative outcome. Being excited is being nervous but expecting a positive outcome. It's two sides of the same thing. It's two sides of the same coin. If you're nervous because you are expecting a negative outcome. If you're excited, it's because you're expecting a positive outcome. It's the same feeling, the butterflies in your stomach, the knots in your stomach, whatever it is, the sweats, whatever it is that you go through when you're nervous and excited, it's the same thing. The only thing that's different is the results that you're expecting.
Yeah, and also like the anxiety that comes along with it, right? Because I remember that, whenever I have to go on stage for my acting group, I was nervous, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen. You have this anxiety of what if something goes wrong, right? I didn't expect it.
Okay, what if something does go wrong?
Well, someone would forget his line or whatever, or I will forget my line, or the public won't respond to my jokes or whatever it is. But this fear that creeps in, that's just you telling yourself something, a projection of the future that makes no sense. That fear is part of your expectation. And I like what you just said, that you really have to turn it over and say, what is my expectation and where am I aiming for? If my expectation is high and I'm on a positive note, then the whole decision is going to be different and the whole experience is going to be different.
Absolutely. You get to choose what to do with that emotion.
Exactly.
If you'd rather have excitement than nervousness, then start expecting a better result. It's a choice. I think, I don't remember if we did this last time. God, it seems like such a long time since you and I went live. But I don't remember if we did this last time. But I told a group I was talking to take a piece of paper and draw a line across the top, and then draw a line down the middle. So you got two columns. On the left side top, write down these three words: what I want. On the top right, write down what I expect, and then fill in the blanks.
Yeah,
I want to be good at. I want to be a great actor. Are you expecting to be a great actor? Or are you expecting to crash and burn? What is your expectation? This alone will tell you what you need to focus on for yourself. I'm not talking about you personally, Maurice. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah. Well, and I think you can even take it a step further. If you, like 1.5 weeks ago, Max Verstappen won the world championship in Formula One, right? My fellow countryman, the number one driver of Red Bull team, he won the championship. And if you listen to him talking in interviews, he didn't only expect to get a result, he knew he had everything in him to make it happen. One of the last interviews he actually gave for the British television, this interviewer asked him, if your Dutch fans, are watching, what do you want to say to them? And he said, they better turn on their TV because something special is going to happen. Now, that is not cocky. It may come across as cocky, right? Or arrogant. No, he just knows he's going to deliver.
No, it's confidence.
He trusts his confidence. It's trust, it's feeling, it's knowing. So it's not only deciding what your expectation is going to be, but you got to feel it. It's got to be in here, right? It's got to be the connection between your mind, knowing, and it's got the feeling of how is it going to feel, and am I really sure that's going to happen? Because the bullshit in your mind, if it's not aligned with what you feel, it's not going to work, right? It's like your brain, your inner voice will say, yeah, right. You can say it 100 times, it's not working. So you got to feel it, and once you feel it and you think it, then it becomes something you are, right? That's where your actions come from. That's where we just talked about a feeling and action, feeling and thoughts together create actions, and that together is your personality. So
well, we talked. I remember the last time.
Do it.
Yeah, I remember the last time that we spoke together, that we were live here. That I was talking about how your thoughts are the language of your brain, and your feelings is the language of your body. And when your thoughts and your feelings are in alignment, what can't you do? What can't you do?
Exactly.
Of course he was confident. He knew he had this. Because his thoughts and his feelings were in alignment. Done deal. It's over. Well,
and the funny thing is, the race started, and he started from pole position, so, the best position ever, but he lost his position. So this whole race, he was driving behind Lewis Hamilton, and he was like, I'm not going to make it. So he could have said to himself, that's it. This guy's too fast. I can't do this. It's not working. The strategies aren't working. I keep, just following. I'm not going to make it. I'm just going to give up. No, he didn't do that, because his mentality, his mind, and his feeling said, I got this. I can do this. This is something that I can. I know exactly that I can do this. So he stayed upon his tail. He created the situation where he pushed the other one in a corner where he couldn't make the move that he could make in the end. It's a little bit technical, but, just to go short. So he pushed the other one in a situation. So in the end, it got turned around, and he actually won the race in the last lap, which was crazy. It was like the most crazy race I've ever seen in my whole life. But, and it was killing exciting. But he only got to this point when he was trusting himself, trusting who he is, who his personal, what he feels and what he thinks, keeps pushing to the limit, because he knew he was able to do it. And that mentality, if you have that mentality, you can literally do anything, like becoming Formula One world champion. Doesn't matter. And it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's possible. And it starts with the decision you make. So I like this exercise that you shared, Jan. Like, make these two columns, create a column with what you want and what you expect.
What I want and what I expect.
And work from that, and then combine this together, being that one that you want to be, right?
Well, take it a step further. Your results will always tell you what your expectations are. If you're not getting what you want, you don't expect it. Period. Yeah. So what has to happen? You have to change your action.
Yeah. And that's why, you got to change your mind. You got to change your mind and your feelings. That's where it starts. Because we often think that... If this doesn't work,
try, if this doesn't work, try that. If that doesn't work, try that. And you keep doing it, repetition, until you get what you want. Then all of a sudden
Yeah,
you have
but
success and everybody calls you lucky. And nobody sees all the times that you kept trying over and over in something different.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And we often think that it is in the action where you make things happen, but the action is just a result of the first part, right? If you want to cut a tree, spend
The
80% of your
decision.
time on sharpening your axe. So sharpen your mind, sharpen your feeling, your heart, let them
Mhm.
combine together, create your new personality, take the action that you need to take, and you'll succeed, whatever it is.
Absolutely.
And that
And you
is
know what?
actually like how everything is possible.
That's the same way you learned how to read, write, spell, count.
Yeah,
It was just
yeah,
repetition, guys.
yeah.
But you just weren't
So
consciously aware of the
if
fact
we
that you had a choice in the matter. Because
exactly,
now the world's
because the
gotten
choice
into
was
your
made
head,
for you.
and you can't do that. And now all of a sudden you're starting to second guess
Yeah,
yourself. You never had any question in your mind that you could learn how to speak. You never learned how to. The first time you
no,
said mommy or daddy, who was telling you you couldn't do it? Nobody. So
yeah,
what do you listen to people
no,
now for
exactly.
telling you that you can't do it?
It's not
Stand
like
guard at
you
the door
were
of your
like a
mind every day.
toddler. Yeah, it's not like you were a toddler and you were telling your dad and mom one day, this whole walking thing, I just keep falling down. So I'm not really a walker. I just think I'm just gonna keep crawling, right? No, you're not. That's not how it works.
No.
We learn that later on that we want to give up, but never give up. Now going back to the main
So what does that
question, right?
teach you
So
though?
well, it teaches you
It,
you have to
what, it, it
never
teaches
give
you
up.
that you it teaches you that you learn by doing.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Repetition.
well,
Keep
yeah.
doing it.
You learn by doing, but you learn by desire of learning it, right? You got to have this desire
Yes.
because
Oh
why do
yeah.
you want to start learning to walk? It's because the whole freaking world is walking. You think, wait a minute, why am I not doing that, right? So this desire from having to want it, keep falling down and standing up again, that makes it work. And then learning it is by the repetition, right? It starts with having
Right.
that desire to do it. So if you go back to this main first question that we had of the group, like, okay, so we're in lockdown, we're maybe restricted to the people you can see, or we're even restricted to any freedom we have going outside or going to the gym or whatever the situation at your place is. How do you keep away from being lonely? For example, if you don't have a family, if you're just single and you're sitting there at home with your Christmas turkey or whatever it is you're having for dinner, right?
Well,
What do you do?
I'm single and I don't even have a pet. I mean, I go back to my apartment at the end of the night and it's me. But
Well,
I'm
yeah,
comfortable with me. I'm comfortable with who I
exactly,
am. If you're
exactly.
lonely, if you're it, there, there's you're not comfortable with yourself. Why? This
There's a
is the
difference
time,
between
guys.
being yeah there's a difference
Yeah.
between being lonely and being alone, right? And
Yes.
lonely means that you need the approval of others to feel accepted, to be who you are, or to be okay.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with being extroverted or introvert. It has nothing to do with that. It is being okay with you yourself. I've been alone for many years, spent Christmases last year, for example, as well, spent my Christmas days alone because I wanted it to. My parents invited me. I had no feeling of going to my parents, so I just had dinner by myself. And it was perfectly fine. I had all the time that I want. I could do what I want. I watched some crazy film on Netflix. I played some piano. I spent some time. I went out for a walk. You know, being okay with who you are and where you are, instead of projecting your future reality that you want as being that is what I want, and then I'll be happy. That's not how it works. You're not going to be
And
happy
then
because of something else.
yeah, and I'm a foundational coach, so this is what I'm talking about. About your foundation, being okay with who you are. That's the start of everything.
Yeah,
That's the start of everything. Everything comes from being okay with who you are. Because you know what? Once you're okay with who you are, then you start saying, well, what else can I do?
yeah. It starts because, like I said, it's a foundation. But then the next step is, I can be okay with who I am.
Yeah.
But you can also then say, so what do I want now? I'm okay with who I am. I'm okay that I'm
Yes.
introvert, that I'm a little bit shy, that I don't know how to do this. Then we come back to the 3 areas that you can have to be confident, right? If you want to build confidence because you got things you're good at, there are things you're not so good at, and there are things you might want to learn. So I'm okay with the things that I'm good at. I love it, right? And I know that I'm confident about it, so I can be confident about it. I suck with plants, and I'm okay with that as well. So there's no problem there as well, right?
Yeah.
No trouble. Now there might be something that I want to learn. So, for example, I want to learn more about NFTs and how things like that work, like the Bitcoins and this whole crypto world and
Right.
metaverse. I think I'm not sure enough about that, so I learn about it. So I'm okay with who I am. I'm okay with the things I'm good at and I'm not good at, and I add to that a topic or a skill or whatever it is that I want to know more of.
Yeah, and now that you're in lockdown, it's, as much as it's a bitch to be in lockdown, this is a gift. It's a blessing in a way if you look at it the right way. Change the way you look at things to change your experience. This is a blessing to be in lockdown because you got all the time in the world to learn something new, and change an attitude about yourself. And when you come out, when the lockdown's over and all of a sudden you're a different person, holy shit, everything's going to be different. The flowers are going to smell better. Well, maybe not your flowers aren't going to smell better, but you know what I mean. The flowers outside are going to smell better. The grass is going to be greener. The sky will be blue. Whatever it is, possibilities are going to, doors are going to open. I'm picking on you, Maurice. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Hey, you can't touch me because I'm confident enough to be okay with that, right? No worries. Because I don't give a shit about people making fun of me about me and my plants.
Hey, we're brothers, man. Hey, you can hit me anytime you want, anytime.
Absolutely. No, for sure.
Well,
so yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. If there's anything you want to talk or have questions, shoot them to the video as well. We are in the group daily, so whenever we see something happening there, we can respond to your questions or whatever it is, of course. And we try to be here every week. Now we want to also point out to this mind. What was it again? Mind Blueprint.
Mind Master Blueprint. Our class is up.
Mind Master Blueprint. We want to start in January. So if this is something that you really want to dive into, get things like this, but to go even a level deeper, right? Because we can have really the time to dive deeper into certain subjects and areas. Go over to thementoringman.com and check it out there, and you can subscribe to that program, which starts in January. So it's pretty cool that we're gonna do that. So thanks so much for being here, John. You again also so much. Thank you so much for being here in your lunch break and sacrificing that time, spending the time with us. And I wish you all guys a very Merry Christmas for the coming days. Enjoy the time together as much as you can, and enjoy the time. Let's just say that. Enjoy your time.
Enjoy the time.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter if it's with someone or without someone. Just enjoy your time and this holiday season. So, thanks, guys.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
And,
talk to you next week.
Guys next time. Yeah.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.